Welcome back. Digital toolkits, mentoring programs, and awareness campaigns are just a few of the approaches community organizations are using to find and prevent the disappearances of Black and brown people. But the roots of the problem many of these victims face make the issue a tough one to fight. Audrey Morrissey is the executive director of My Life, My Choice. Rooted in survivor empowerment and commercial sexual exploitation prevention, the organization offers resources to those who are most vulnerable.
We need to advocate for our Black and brown youth, right? They're missing. They're in a situation a lot of times, they can't advocate for themselves. And so we, as Black and brown community, have to come together and be the voice for that Black or brown child that's missing.
On average, young people served at the organization are first introduced to the industry at 13 years old. They are disproportionately girls of color, LGBTQIA+ youth, and youth involved in the child welfare system. At a young age, Audrey was also a survivor of sexual exploitation.
Living in this world of violence, sexual abuse, trafficking, I thought it was just going to be a way of life.
For over 22 years, the organization has helped thousands of vulnerable children avoid, leave, and heal from life in the commercial sex industry. Today, My Life, My Choice employs mentors who have also faced the harsh realities of exploitation.
I continue to work on this issue and fight as long as I have breath to do so.
Audrey and many community advocates of missing persons express how families should continue being persistent when trying to find their loved ones despite the many obstacles they face.
And so you have to show that you care, file that missing persons report to law enforcement. Do not take no for an answer, that maybe they just ran away and yes, so even if they did run away, that's an issue. It's a child. And we have to be persistent and follow up. People need to know that this child that we're reporting missing, people care about this child.
Law enforcement agencies and community organizations across the Commonwealth have organized events to help find missing people. Former Mass State Police Detective Lieutenant Robertson was one of the primary organizers.
Recently, the Massachusetts State Police Unresolved Cases Unit and Boston Police Unsolved Homicide Unit hosted a Missing Persons Day in Massachusetts at a Boys and Girls Club in East Boston, hoping that family members would come in to not only report their loved one missing, but if they had already reported them, they could come in with more information.
Another way families have been able to find their loved ones is through social media. Many families contact organizations like the Black and Missing Foundation who bring awareness to their situation. Derica Wilson, the co-founder of the Black and Missing Foundation, says that social media has been vital in helping find missing people.
Not every case is going to make the 5 and 10 o'clock news cycle. So we put out these flyers every single day. We actually call them our digital milk cartons. And we want our community not to just like these flyers and profiles. We ask them to share it. We know and we believe that someone out there knows something. And we just need that one person that holds this critical information to come forward. We bring reunions and answers to families across this country. And since our inception, we have been able to do that for more than 500 families.
The foundation also has a podcast to share stories of missing Black and brown people.
So if you go to our podcast and you listen to some of our episodes, you can see the correlation between missing and domestic violence and human trafficking and organ harvesting. So we're recovering that vast range with actual cases, because not only do we want to put this information out there to help find and bring our missing home, but we also want to be proactive and educate our community on personal safety.
When our youth find out that unconditional love is a healthy, community-based thing, they keep showing up and they reach out to their mentors.
Advocates like Audrey say that young people need safe spaces and trusted adults to support their development and to provide protection from negative influences both on and offline. How the organization Artists for Humanity provides the canvases, cameras, and community to help young people thrive and build a future. Community can also be found in the arts. In times where teens are vulnerable to outside influences, the mentors at Artists for Humanity provide a haven for young people to express their creativity. Jason Talbot, the co-founder of the organization, says that they provide paid after-school jobs and the opportunity to create art and provide artistic services for clients.
Annually, we have about 400 teens employed. We're one of Boston's largest employer of teens, and with that, we're really able to give teens a lot of opportunities to explore their creativity.
The teens work in a variety of art departments, including graphic design, painting, coding, and more. They also produce commissioned work with clients like State Street, John Hancock, and Liberty Mutual.
I joined Artists for Humanity back in 2012. I was a freshman in high school, and I actually joined because I had a friend who worked here, and he wanted to hang out one day, so I decided to kind of just tag along. He worked in the 3D design studio. I saw that he was getting paid to do art, and I kind of fell in love with that idea. The main focus of my energy and what I got from AFH was that level of high quality mentorship where I was empowered and I felt like I was heard and I was seen and that my voice mattered. I think a lot of what I gained as a young person in the program was to kind of embody that for the next generation. Our job as mentors is to provide that same level of mentorship in a meaningful and impactful way for our teams.
Brian Hodge, a teen working in the Creative Technology Studio, appreciates how the organization values teen input and makes their voices feel heard.
When I look at tech companies or employers in tech companies, I don't see my people represented. I don't see people of color represented. I don't see a diverse community being represented. And to be here and see the diverse mentors, the diverse directors, and the diverse amount of employees and teens that come here is empowering because I'm finally seeing my community, I'm finally seeing my people get represented.